hello, the political vision, because you're not watching the nonsense on the corporate media. Because they're not really covering so many things. Like, they're not going into really all of this. They've talked about Jeffrey Epstein a little bit, but now they're probably backing off because, who knows what CEOs from what media companies are involved in this Epstein thing and are like, shut up, stop talking about that. What billionaires have said, no more coverage of that? Why haven't we seen Ghislaine Maxwell? Why isn't she charged? Why haven't we found her? What's going on? Why isn't Alan Dershowitz? Like, maybe they're going to try to just put the rope around one bad person's neck and say, just one ringleader and, a couple of bad apples when they do that, like they bust some mid-level drug dealer because they don't want to know the mayor was making money off of it or something like that. The more we unpack this Epstein thing, the more horrible it is. Develops super race of humans with his DEA. Registered sex offender hoped to seed human race with his DNA by impregnating 20 women at a time, the New York Times reports. The more I go into this, man, I've done several videos on this now. I did a video, I talked with a child crimes investigator, which is an important video. I would please watch that. I talked about Ghislaine Maxwell and her history. We know there's numerous connections with Trump with this guy, the Clintons, all these powerful people. It's more sinister than that. It's raping children and wanting to create some insane mass. I mean, this is sick, evil. The ruling class is insane and they're awful. This is what this really is. This is showing the pure evil of these people. They're pure evil. They're not just like, wow, they're industrialists that are a little greedy. No, this is horrible. One of the things Jeffrey did was he would find powerful people. Oh, come over to my home. I'm having a big party. And then, someone would come up, a butler would come up and go, would you like a massage from a beautiful young woman? And if the guy goes, yeah, she would be underage. They would videotape it. She would perform some type of sex acts. And then Epstein would use that as leverage. That's classic. That's what he did. Jeffrey Epstein planned to develop an improved super race of humans using genetic engineering and artificial intelligence, according to the New York Times. So this gets crazy. And it's a very lengthy article. It's in the show notes. Please read through the whole thing. He hosted buffet lunches at Harvard's program for evolutionary dynamics, which he helped start with a $6.5 million donation. Do you see how this works? The Harvard Foundation and all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying anyone that went to one of these lunches or anyone that they're all part of his pedophile sex trafficking ring. I'm not saying that, because I'm sure there were some people who went, oh, I'm a scientist, I need research, I need grant money, some billionaire wants to give me research money, fine, I'll take it. Like, I'm sure there's some, I'm not saying all these people, I'm only going to try to stick to evidence. I say Bill Clinton because Bill Clinton said I only rode the plane 4 times, and their flight logs, which is the FAA, listed him as 26 times. There was numerous times where he denied Secret Service. So those are facts, right? We have photos and tweets, and we know Trump was with him, right? We have the indictments of that came against Epstein in 2008. So that's all fact, right? Anyone that's ever met this guy or taken a photo with him doesn't automatically make, I'm not saying that, but let's, you see how this works, how the elites work? And in this case, sometimes it's something just, oh, I want to donate because whatever. I want my kid to get into the school. I want you to name a library after me or whatever. But this is how the ruling elites do this. This is how they control everything. He used the same tactics to insinuate himself into an elite scientific community, right? So this, how he got into the scientific community is he used the same tactics to get into the scientific community that he did into the business and the political world. Bought himself in, had big parties, I'm sure we're going to find out some of these professors or scientists participated in the rape of children. But he wanted to do it because he wanted to do science, allowing him to pursue his interests in eugenics and other fringe fields like cryonics. He attracted a glittering array of prominent scientists. Murray Glenn Mann, who discovered the quark, the theoretical physicist and best-selling author Stephen Hawking, paleontologist and evolutionary biologist Stephen Jay Gould, Oliver Sacks, the neurologist and best-selling author George Church, a molecular engineer who has worked to identify genes that could be altered to create superior humans, and the MIT theoretical physicist and a Nobel laureate. Now, I want to make this clear. All these names attended gatherings hosted by Epstein occurred before his 2008 conviction. So I'm not throwing these names out there as saying all these people are guilty. I'm saying these are their fields of study showing that he wanted to create some weird super race. So he got all these people, right? Molecular engineer, identifying genes that could be altered to create superior humans. So he found these people that are working in these fields, and I'm not claiming to know the intentions of these scientists or whatever, but let's say they're all, just for argument's sake, they're all just doing research as scientists do, and they're not doing it for any sort of nefarious, crazy reasons. But Epstein, we know, is evil. We know he's evil. If you profit from human trafficking and you repeatedly rape children, you're evil. He's evil. So what he's doing, like the goddamn Nazis, of getting scientists and using their science for his crazy ideas. Okay? Follow along. It's hard. Look, this is hard for me to follow because every time I go into an Epstein thing, I do research and it opens up this whole crazy rabbit hole. I'm like, wait, what? Wait, huh? Wait, who? So I don't want to do 5-hour-long Epstein videos a week that are, I want to, but I'm just pointing out for this specific thing. We know he's crazy. We know he's a convicted sex offender. We know he's a pedophile. We know he had a pedophile ring. We know he has a lot of powerful, wealthy friends. So he bought wealth and bought his way into the science community, right? Everyone speculated about whether these scientists were more interested in his views or more interested in his money, said Mr. Dershowitz, who was one of Mr. Epstein's defense lawyers in his 2008 case. That's Alan Dershowitz. Dershowitz defended him in 2008. Did some of these scientists take his money? I'm sure they went, it's hard to say no to the money. You got to get a donor, so if they're a little nuts and crazy. If you read the whole article, there's this one scientist that was like, Epstein seemed like a child. His brain, he had all these crazy ideas that didn't make sense. This was one of his ideas. Was to have 20 women at a time impregnated at his 33,000 square foot Zorro ranch in a tiny town outside of Santa Fe. You see the photo of that? It has this weird sundial thing. And then on his island, I'm going to show you footage in a second, a drone footage from his pedophile island in the Virgin Islands. Why was he in the Virgin Islands? So obviously we could have that horrible pedophile island. And he started, there's all these shadowy trust companies and foundations. And I exposed in the Ghislaine Maxwell. She had this Mara Ocean Save the Ocean organization, and if you went to their find their one, she pulled it, got rid of it once he got busted. Right before he got busted, she closed it down. But there was some website saying they were like trying to encourage young 14 to 16-year-olds to help save the ocean. Awful. So this company, Southern Trust, Mr. Epstein's Virgin Island Incorporated business disclosed in a local filing that it was engineering in DNA analysis. This is, I hope this all comes crumbling down. I hope all of this awfulness, I hope it all gets exposed, not swept under the rug. I'm afraid it's going to get swept under the rug. I'm afraid he's going to have another suicide attempt that happened like a week ago. Because these people that he has evidence on, you know he has hard drives and footage and all this stuff on all these awful people committing all these awful acts against children that didn't deserve it. We know Maxwell was grooming, she would groom and even participated in raping some of these kids. They're awful. But the more you uncover, you figure out about this SunTrust company in the Virgin Islands. So somebody did drone footage of what was on this island. It's creepy. So this is the whole island. This is this like weird, we're going to get in closer, but that's like the main house. So it's like a private island. There's this weird house thing over here that looks super creepy. And as we get closer, we're going to see what. And now that we're getting now that we know that he wanted to breed a master race of people, it's like, and this is some kind of weird. I mean, that's the main house, but that's a sundial right there. But there's another sundial out here we're going to see in a little bit that is super creepy. I don't know what this is for, some sort of polo thing. But we're going to get over here in a second, and there's all this. Oh, you can just see from a distance, oh, it just looks like a little resort thing. Look at this. We're going to show this sundial thing. Why are there benches around it? There's all these creepy benches around it. What kind of evil human sacrifice shit is going on there? I mean, this is like, I don't know what this is. These weird rocks. I mean, what? Why are there benches there? All this gives me the creeps, man. Everything about this dude gives me the creeps. What does this happen? What happens in here? What happens in there? They just drive around? What? If this was just a regular rich person, oh, there'd be tennis courts, there'd be a pool, right? What the fuck is that? What's that for? Now we're going to go to this creepy house thing. Another little creepy thing. Benches, okay, to watch the sunset. This island you don't know. This weird looking house. Oh, it's just a beach. It's just one of the beach houses on the other end of the island. No, this was supposed to be the sauna or whatever, and there's like mattresses and stuff in there. Looks like there's maybe tunnels. There's more footage to this creepy island thing. Maybe I'll do a whole separate video on all of the different drone footage that's been done from the island. It's pretty awful, and it just shows you how insane this guy is. And we're just getting a part of it. And every time you unravel something, you see another person, powerful name, you see this shadow, right? He ran a hedge fund. That's how he did. He ran a hedge fund where, so he would get, these guys would come over to his place. He'd have incriminating footage of them having sex with kids. And then he would say, I need hush money. And they would, invest it into his hedge fund or one of his foundations. Then there's DynCorp I'm learning about. The horror on this won't end. I'm going to keep, as long as there's more information coming, I'm going to keep doing videos on this. Please please subscribe. Some of these Epstein videos have been demonetized. So if you could go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood to support the show, you can support me and get bonus content for as little as $5 a month. If you go to Rokfin, ROKFIN.com/Graham Elwood, that is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. For $10 a month, you get access to all the content creators' premium content, and all of my stuff is on there ad-free. And of course, Progressive Comedy Tour, we're coming to the Midwest in September. Ron Placone and I. September 4th, we're going to Omaha. September 5th, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. September 6th, Madison, Wisconsin. September 7th, Minneapolis. September 8th, we're going to Iowa City. I will be in Russia the end of September, so anyone is in Moscow, let me interview you. And November, Ron Placone and I are going down under. November 14th, we will be in Melbourne. That ticket link isn't up yet, but it will be. November 15th, we are in Adelaide. That ticket link is up. The 17th, we'll be in Sydney. That ticket link is not up yet. And November 22nd, we will be in Perth. That is up. So Adelaide and Perth, you can buy tickets for those right now. And then I'm going to be in Hawaii in December. All those are at GrahamElwood.com. Thanks for watching.